Welcome back to my workshop. Now today I'm going to hopefully show you how I made these, which are aluminium business cards. Okay, these are really cool. I'm going to make them on my AlgoLaser DIY kit, which is a 5.5 watt laser. Okay, these look really good. So if you're trying to make a good impression with your business, you want to get some of these. Okay, these are for a family member who's just started up a new car valeting business. Let me talk you through the steps of how I make them. Right, when I received my AlgoLaser DIY kit, it came with this accessory pack. Okay, these are all things you can attempt to engrave, and amongst them, as well as key rings and bottle openers and coasters and a bit of acrylic, were these. And these are just metallic business cards. Okay, so I thought, oh, that's a good idea. What I'll do is I'll use those and make some business cards. So what I've done is I've actually gone and bought more because I had to make a batch. I bought some more off of our lovely friends at Amazon, and these are them. They're quite an expensive way to make business cards, but the effect is fantastic. Now, just for information, these are about 85mm wide by about 54. Okay, and I think they're 0.2 of a mil thick. Okay, so we need those measurements first. So let's do a design using Lightburn software. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll quickly go through the design. I won't spend too much time on this. It's just so you get an idea of the basic designs. So the first thing you need to do is open up Lightburn software and start a new project. Okay, so that's open. Now, because this is 85 by 54, we need to draw a rectangle. So we just go up to here, select a rectangle. It doesn't matter where you put it at the moment. Okay, we just make a rectangle, unlock this, and we want it 85 by 54. Okay, so that is the size of our business card. Now, once we've got that, probably a good idea to lock this. Right, so we need a design. Now, I have a logo, so what I need to do is import a picture. Okay. Now, it's this one here. Okay, I've imported the original picture. Now what I need to do is turn that into a vector so the laser can understand it. We go up to trace image. Okay, we're looking for a regular pink all around the edges. That looks pretty good. Normally you'd play about with these bars to make it as clear as possible, but for the purpose of this, okay, that'll be fine. Then what we have here is we have the original image and we have the vector. Okay, we don't need the original image anymore, so we select that, delete, and now we have just the vector. Okay, there's certain parts of this I don't really want, so what I can do is I'll quickly assign a colour to that. So we've got blue. Now obviously at the moment I don't want this number up here, so I'm going to select that, right click, ungroup. Okay, then that means this is separate to this. I can now select this number. I will be adding it back later on. Okay, so now we've got our logo. I'll regroup that, group. Okay, so we've got a business card and we have our logo. All we've got to do is put that on here. Now obviously on the final business cards what I've got is a load of text, phone numbers, etc, etc. But for the purpose of this demonstration I'm just going to put this on here, resize it. Okay, I'll select all of that and we'll get a bit closer in. Okay, so you can see this is our business card and this is our logo. Okay, put it in the middle. Right, that'll do for now. Now obviously, as I say, with the other cards we've got a phone number and everything, and we've also got a QR code which I'll show you how to do in a moment. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we've now got our two lines here. One is the outside line, which is the black one. That's the size of the card. And we've got the logo, okay, which is in blue. So what we need to do is find out where this is going to be on the laser. To find out where our business card is actually going to go, what we do is we turn on our AlgoLaser DIY kit, and we should end up with two green dots here. This will home, good. This is raised, good. All ready to go. Okay, so in Lightburn now, we can see that it says ready here, so we should be ready to go. Now what we want is, at the moment, we just want this outer layer, okay, so the size of the business card. So up the top right hand here, we've got the black one, which is the card, and the blue one, which is the logo. So what we want to do is turn on the output for the black card. Okay, for now, I'm just going to set this at 1000 millimeters per minute and 40% power. Okay, I just want to basically draw a line somewhere on my baseboard. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is frame it to make sure that the laser's all working. It is working. Okay, it's fairly in the middle. As you can see, I've got a nice clean baseboard here just for this purpose. Okay, I'm going to focus the laser by fitting this thing at the base of the laser, lower that into place. Okay, laser's focused, laser's ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to burn that outside. So don't forget, put your goggles on. Right, I'll stop there because I only needed to do it once and I had 5 passes here. I only needed 1. Okay, but that's fine. We've got what we wanted. Home our laser. So now, if we look carefully, all we can see is you have a very faint line here, okay, which is the same size as our business card. Okay, right, what do we do with that? Now, the easiest way for me to do it is to use a little bit of masking tape. Right, so I brought you in a little bit closer here so you can see. Now, all I'm using is a little bit of masking tape. And what I want to do is put masking tape just around the edge of where the card is going to go. Now, you can make proper templates for these. If you're going to be doing this a lot, it's probably worth making a template. But for my purposes here, I'm making a very small batch of cards, so this should be more than ample. Now, all you need is enough to locate the card. Okay, so this makes a little lip that you can put your card in, and it should just hit up against the lip. There we go, like that. So you now know that the next card you use, you can put in exactly the same place. Right, let's have a look at some settings, shall we? Right, ideally at this point, what you would do is you would do a material test card, okay? Now, all that does is it lays out a grid of squares and does engraving at different powers and speeds, okay? So in Lightburn, what you would do is you would go to Laser Tools, you go to Material Test, okay? And in here, it shows you your speeds and your powers, okay? And what you do is you create basically the grid, and it shows you all of your powers, and then you can choose which one you want to use. Now, obviously, what we want to do is we want to be able to burn through the paint, but not distort the metal. Okay, so that's the idea of a material test. So all you do is you say how big your grid is going to be. So we'll say 10 by 10. I won't do this, I'll just show you how to do it. Okay, and we start off at minimum maximum speeds, minimum maximum powers, okay, and then you create your grid, okay, like this. Now what you can do is you can create your grid and bind it onto the material that you're actually going to be using. Okay, this will tell you the best settings, the best speed and the best power for this particular material. Okay, now I've already played about with it. I've done it old school and I've gone through loads and loads of different cards, okay, just to get the best settings. Now I should have done the grid instead, would have saved me a lot of time. Okay, and I'll show you a couple of things I found whilst doing my experiments. Okay, so during some of my experiments I tried it with just a line, and I tried with a fill, all different speeds, and I ended up with some strange little things going on here, but it was all taking a bit too long. So I tried increasing the speed, okay, and what happened was this happened. Okay, let me try and get you in focus here. Okay, it came out really scrappy. What I wanted was something like this. Okay, but what I got was something like this. Okay, it was going, the laser was going too fast. All of the letters and the writing and the graphics come out a bit too squiggly. Okay, and that was because the laser was moving too fast. Okay, so things like this you have to do, you have to run through. Okay, I've tried it with line and I tried it with fill. Okay, and I also tried it with offset fill, which gave me a different effect altogether. Okay, so you have to be careful what you're doing. You should really use a grid to find out what's the best settings. But I've come to the conclusion that the fill should be 1500 at about 70%. Okay, that gives me the best results. Okay, so what we're going to do now is turn off the outline, because obviously we don't need it. Turn on the actual logo. We do one more frame to make sure it's in the right place. Okay, and also recheck our focus. Okay, extractor on, and we're ready to go. Okay, so the burner's now finished. Let's have a quick look before we move anything. Okay, now it's very dull at the moment because it's still got the residue of the burn, so we'll clean it off in a moment. Okay, this should now stop any second, like that, which is good. Right, let's have a look at a QR code. So what I want to do, just for the purpose of this video, I want to put a QR code on the back, okay? So like one of these. So whenever he hands out his business card, someone could just scan it with their phone and it will take them directly to his Facebook page. Okay, so what we do is, this is quite simple. Now we're going to be using the other side of the card. So what I'm going to do is move the logo off of here for now. Okay, obviously you would save it at some point, and I want to turn that logo off. Okay, so we need to go to Tools, create a QR code, and then we just draw, doesn't matter how big at the moment, we just draw a QR code. Now, this first box that comes up that says raw content, what we need to do is type in the link, which I just happen to have here, okay, that takes me directly to that website. Now, it could be anything. It could be your business, it could be someone else's, it could be whatever you want. Okay, so all we do is you're going to paste that into there. Okay, and you see this QR code changed. Okay, that now, in theory, if we scan that, that will take us to this location. Okay, so once you've done that, you've now got your QR code. on your business card. Now what I'll do is I'll just simply stick it in the middle somewhere. Okay, now I'll assign a different colour to that because I don't want it linked with this logo. Okay, so select that, select a different colour. Okay, this brings up here, we want this to be fill. Okay, probably about 50% will be enough for this. Again, you would refer to your material burning table. Okay, 1500 I think. Right, so what we need to do is we don't want to engrave that straight away because obviously we've still got the logo on the card. So we need to flip the card over. Right, so we haven't cleaned this off yet. So what we'll do is we'll remove it. Okay, you can see it's got the logo on that side. And we want to turn it horizontally. Okay, don't flip it up the other way because it will be all wrong. Okay, and then locate it back in the same place. Okay, that's simple. So now we're looking at the back of the card. Okay, so now we want to do the QR code. The card is flipped over. The QR code is turned on. 1,500 millimeters per minute, 50%. What we do is first of all is frame it to make sure the laser goes in the right place. That looks good. Extractor on. Goggles on. Let's go. Right, that's all done. Now we can remove it, which is good. Okay, it's not very clear at the moment because obviously it's still covered in the debris from the burn. So what we've got to do is clean it. So we bring it over to the desk here. Okay, and we give it a bit of a clean. Right, to clean these off, you don't really need anything special. You can just run them under the tap and give them a quick wipe. I've been using just a normal piece of soft cloth and you can just wipe off a lot of the debris. You can also use these, which are just normal glass cleaners for doing your glasses. Okay, these have got a little bit of moisture and it'll evaporate, so it won't leave smeary marks everywhere. Okay, just open one of those. Give it a little bit of a wipe. Same on the other side. Give that a wipe with that. And then a bit of a wipe with that. Okay. And there we have it. Okay, we've got our business card and we've got our QR code. Right, let's check to make sure the QR code works. I'll have to film this on my other camera. Right, so that's about it really. We've now made our little aluminium card. Okay, these are quite impressive. Okay, I've made about 25, 30 of these things. I just made a little felt bag to put them in. Okay, they're quite impressive to hand out to customers and they can see what you do, and there's a QR code so they can go direct to your website or your Facebook account to get in contact with you. Okay. I hope that was interesting for you. This is not the cheapest way to make business cards, but they're quite impressive. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. It just proves what I can do with my AlgoLaser 5.5 watt DIY kit. This is very impressive. I'm going to hand this out to the customer now and wish him all the best with his venture. Thank you very much for watching. Bye. You can't see it. You can only see the top of my head. Is that better? So I'll try that again. Try that again because it was a bit of rubbish. I'll give it a bit of a clean. These, okay, so these are aluminium business cards, okay. They're slippery. On my new AlgoLaser laser. AlgoLaser laser. AlgoLaser laser. Try it again.